everyone, welcome to the review. So, why we're not at the ground for this review? Because there's been an audio problem with mine and Johnny's review, which is actually probably my favourite review. There was so much happening going on in that review. Unfortunately, the audio has disappointed us. It looks like a cable's been pulled out the back of this camera, so it's really disappointing because Sean and Matty Longstaff went past us, Martin Dubravka went past us as we were filming. We were shouting to Kyle to hurry up and get around the corner. It was just a fun, you could tell we won a game basically, because there was a lot of fun going on. And literally as we finished, guess who walked out of St James's next of us? Yeah, Lee Mason, the referee. More on him in a second. So it's just me, because this is late, it's coming up 1 o'clock. We've just realised that the audio didn't work on the review, so I thought I'll quickly step in and get one done. So let's have a look at the lineup. As you can see, the lads are kicking towards goal. The training net, that is. The lineup itself, you know, to be honest with you, I was actually quite pleasantly surprised, I'm not going to lie. When I see Edlin coming back in, I thought, right, okay, well, at least we've got a bit of width going forward. Yes, he's crossing suspect, but at least it gives us that width, because I think Mankio's probably better defending, just mind you, than Edlin, but Edlin's so much better going forward. Happy to see him. Key, I thought it would be Shelby. I thought Shelby might come in from the start, to be honest with you. I know Mark and Rob done the preview lineup earlier on the week, but I thought Shelby would start, but Key, I was quite optimistic. I was like, right, okay, I'm quite happy with that. It's a positive move. Key will probably bring us forward, and Hayden will sit. And to be honest with you, the first probably probably good 40 minutes of that first half, Everton deserved to be 2-0 up. We'll talk about the penalty in a second, but the first one, Matt Ritchie, he just spoons it up in the air when he tries to clear it in the left wing back position. And then Everton bring it down, get a bit of control. Edlin comes to his man, and then Perez's runner's running past him, so Perez has to run back and try and chase him. The cross comes in, and Calvin Lewin just gets in front of Jamal Lascelles. Great header, you've got to give him credit. It's a fantastic header into that bottom corner. No chance for Dubravka. 1-0 down. You're thinking, okay, you're 1-0 down, not a great start. However, you've still got 75, 80 minutes to go. Plenty of time to turn it around or get back into it. That's fine. But we've got to talk about the penalty incident. We'll have to talk about it now. I've seen it back. It's the first time I've seen it back. And when I first seen it, I couldn't tell, because obviously I sent the Gallagher to the end, whether Pickford deliberately went to take out Rondon or he went for the ball. I couldn't really comment in the fan cams and with everyone else. So, having seen it back on the replay, the benefit of that, Lee Mason, what are you doing? You're an absolute joke of a referee. I'm pretty calm now, but if we didn't get 3 points or even a point out of this game, I would expect to be pretty much angry, and I expect a lot of Newcastle fans would be as well. Utter joke of a referee. The rules state, if it's last man, which he was, he fumbled it, Rondon then has an empty net. Yes, I know Zuma starts to run the line, fair point, but he takes him out. He actually dives on him rather than going for the ball. He doesn't even, Lee Mason doesn't even book him, for fuck's sake. Doesn't even book him. I'm like, how? I haven't seen it back. It's a clear red card. He's last man. It's a deliberate foul. Fair enough, if he tries to dive for the ball, it's a yellow card and it's a penalty. But he didn't give anything. He didn't give anything. Puzzled by that. And everybody in the ground was furious, because everybody was singing, you're not fit a referee. And then Matt Ritchie steps up, and I have to say, it's a poor penalty. It's Ritchie's first one, so I'm not going to put the blame on Ritchie. Hoslo's missed one a year or two back, so it happens. Footballers miss penalties. The best players do. So that was disappointing. And then 30 seconds later, we're 2-0 down. Absolutely massive game changer. I know we won, but at this stage in this game, Ritchie, for me, he's got to do better. He's got to be a little bit stronger. The shot come cross. Dubravka parries out. Fabian Schär looks like he's sleeping. It's an empty tap in for Richarlison. 2-0 down in the space of 30 seconds. Pickford should be off. It should be a penalty. Everton should have down to 10 men. And we should be 1-1. And then we're 2-0 down. So, obviously, Lee Mason getting the boos and all that. But to be all honest, yes, Newcastle created a couple of chances in that first half. But I actually thought, despite the shocking referee's decision, I actually thought Everton deserved to be 2-0 up. We were absolutely shite. We were dog shit in that first half. We really were. And I think getting into half time, I was saying to Andy, who I sit next to, you know what it is? The best thing that'll happen in that dressing room is that players kick off and players go wild and Rafael lays into them. The most surprising thing to come out of half time was actually seeing Jamal Lascelles. Jamal Lascelles was absolutely just taken off. There's been no word of an injury, not that I'm aware of, unless it's come out, unless I haven't checked up on it. But I think getting a goal quite early on would have helped. We got it back to 2-1. You've got to say the build-up play between Rondon and Perez is absolutely brilliant. There's a link between the two, and we've been talking about them for a good couple of months now. Perez chips it through and Rondon volleys it. For me, Pickford's got to do a lot better, but it's a fantastic build-up play. We're back in it, and then you just seen the crowd just roar. Like, that is that expression of the 12th man. They really were. The best. I actually think that's a better atmosphere than Manchester City. And I'll say it to Kyle, I actually think the second half performance is the best that we've had this season. It beats Man City, the second half performance anyways. And then the tactical change that Rafa does now, criticise Rafa, which Kyle pointed out. He changed it. He went back to 4. He moved Richie over towards the right. I know Richie came off of Kennedy later, but at this stage, and he brought on Shelvey, and we went a little bit more fluent. Shelby was taking ownership, he was pinging the long balls, and it just gives us the emphasis to go forward. It gives us the drive. The crowd was roaring on, and when we equalised, Almiron picks a ball up outside the box and shoots towards Pickford. Again, I've got to think Jordan Pickford has got to do better for me. England's number 1. It's really poor. I know he saved the penalty, but he gave it away. But for me, he parries it straight back out. Yes, the shot is hard. And there's Perez, who finishes well, keeps it down well, so credit to him. And it's 2-2, and with the crowd roaring, Newcastle flying at Everton. To be honest, Everton were poor second half. It was all us. It was a game of two halves. Again, another cliche. But you could just sense... I would have took a point there and then. I would have ran. Take a point, happy days. A point is a point gained, being 2-0 down. But the winner, man, have a look at this. This is what I captured on video, and it's all over Twitter and everything at the moment, but it's beautiful to watch. Have a look at this. I don't hold back. It was a brilliant celebration. Brilliant by the lads. I went wild. Everyone around us went wild. You could see that, and it was just... It felt like we're there. It was one of them moments. You don't get many in a season. You probably get 2 if you're lucky. Were you there? And that was one of them today. If you missed it today and you weren't at the stadium, you missed a massive, massive treat. That was a late goal. Yes, we hung on. And we hung on for 3 points, and I think it was crucial. We'll hear from Rafa in a moment, but we hung on for 3 points, because if you look at the league table now, if you take a look at that, it's as you were. But again with West Ham, because after the West Ham game, the results were exactly the same. It was as you were minus a game, and today it's as you were with a minus game again. So it's still 6 points, because we've seen the likes of Brighton win, Cardiff win, and Southampton win. Newcastle, the pressure was on to get something from today. We've got 3 points. That's more expected. It's a game less now. We're on 34 points. I've always said I think 36, 37, 38 will be enough. I think one more win, that's it. I think all we need now is one more win, because our goal difference is so good as well. Let's quickly have what Rafa said.
Just to score was amazing, but the way that we score, so the passes between them, the last pass of Ayoth and the shot of Rondon was quite good. I was joking, said if Messi is doing that, or Alan Shearer with Gary Lineker that was asking. So if they do that, people will be talking for maybe 1 month about great goal. You see the understanding of the players, the quality in the final touch, or everything. So I was really pleased, because it was a great goal, and it was the goal that made the difference after that. So
that's what Rafa Benitez said. Very happy man. Of course, he's playing it down, but what a day. Everybody was happy at fan cams. Much of the talk was on Lee Mason, and I'm going to touch upon dead quickly, because I swore a couple of times, because I'm still a little bit annoyed by it. And seriously, it's numerous of times. I'm not just saying Newcastle, other fans even other fans watching the video will say that they've had a lot. And I actually think the refereeing has decreased this year. I don't think it's got better. I think since I know Mark Clattenburg was a Toon fan. Even when he left, I think the refereeing standards has dropped. Howard Webb, yes, he's criticised a lot, but I think those two dropping out, I think it has decreased. And I'm not just those two alone, don't get me wrong. I just think the standard in refereeing is so poor at the moment. I know the game's fast and it's difficult, and the quicker VAR comes in massively next season, because let's face it, this could relegate a team, this could win someone the Champions League place, it could win someone the Premier League title. You know what I mean? So it's got to come in. The refereing is really poor, and luckily, the likes of Perez, who I have to say was fucking brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Rondon, although he's got his goal, I don't think it was his best performance. I don't think Almiron was particularly great as well. He bits and spells. First half, he's probably the brightest spark, but I think just the roar of the second half kept the lads going, and a lot of players went from probably 0s, 1s and 2s in the second half, 7s and 8s. The likes of Yedlin was much more improved, Fabian Schär was much more improved, Shelby gave us a different direction when we changed the formation, Paul Dummett makes Jamal Lascelles look like a National League player, conference side. So fantastic day. Great wins, one of the moments where you're there. Of course, I know I'm rambling on and the video's into 10 minutes or whatever it is, but fantastic. And speaking of the way home, wrapped up to the fan cams, got in the car, I'm heading towards down along the traffic lights near Powerhouse, going over the Redgeford Bridge. I pull at the red lights. Guess who's the car next to us? It's only Hoslu and his missus, and I'm looking and thinking, I'm messaging the lads thinking, well, I messaged the lads when I got in, of course, and then I'm thinking, I've just seen Hoslu. He must have left pretty early, because that must have been about 10 to 6. But anyways, I'm rambling on. Fantastic 3 points. We've got the analyst video coming up late on Sunday evening, so do keep an eye on that. We'll talk about all 5 goals a little bit more in particular. Have a good night. I know this is late, or good morning if you're watching this on Sunday morning. Yes! I'll leave you with that goal again.